Was there any crime happening in the Satilla Shores neighborhood that you were aware of, going as far back as when you first moved in September of 2018?
It was rare at first, but it started building up.
When did it start to build up?
I would say about October, November, about time I moved into Satilla Shores, about September, October of 18 is when it started starting to roll.
And what types of things were you aware of that were happening at that time?
What I was hearing was there was car break-ins.
It's not all for the truth, it's all ultimately for how it impacted him and what he did.
It's overruled. Go ahead.
So yeah, it was you see car break-ins. You'd hear of people not loitering, but in the yards, suspicious persons. There was, I've heard a trailer stolen, just little stuff like that. But it was continuous. It was for every couple months you'd hear of something else, something.
Okay. Did you ever have anybody going through your things in the neighborhood, or have any crime happening to you back in that September 18, October, November, moving into 19?
I did. Right at the first, I started having my truck was actually broken into, or it was open. You see stuff was scattered around. Nothing was taken. Didn't think anything of it. And then by February
Of what year?
Of 2019.
Okay.
I bought a little car to drive back and forth to work, and it was broken into numerous times. I got to the point where I would just leave the thing unlocked because they broke the door handle and they broke the glove box. So I just kind of left it as just let them have at it, leave everything else alone. But it was continuous.
Did you discuss this with your mother and father?
I did.
Did you discuss it with your sister after she moved in?
Yes.
Did they share things with you about what they were hearing happening in the neighborhood about crime?
They did.
All right. Did you discuss this generally with other people that you would see in the neighborhood?
Yes, it was going on so much in the neighborhood that was usually the topic. If you'd stop by, hey, have you heard of, down the road they had a car broken in. Have your car been broken in lately? Stuff like that. It was just kind of common occurrence at that point. So yeah, it was a discussion.
Were there other sources other than your own experience or talking to your mom and dad where you learned about crime going on in the neighborhood?
Yes.
What was that?
Facebook. And,
tell me about that.
Okay, so Facebook, there was a page. I don't know who set it up, but there's a Satilla Shores Neighborhood Watch or Facebook page. And I was either added on there or either way I was on there. And scrolling through Facebook, if you're not looking for it, if something is updated on there, it would pop up. And so in the evening, I'm looking, and a neighbor would pop up. Hey, we just had police came through. Somebody, the neighbor had somebody in their yard, or something was broken into, or something like that. So I'd see that, scroll through, and then my mother was also on there, so she would advise me, hey, did you see this? And I would look at it or something like that. And then also there's Exit 29. It's called the Exit 29.
Let me stop you there. Okay. How is Exit 29 relevant as a location?
That was the area we were at. Exit 29 is the interstate exit, which is a couple miles from the highway. And then they had police scanners and stuff like that on there too. So you'd see stuff on there as well.
All right. Did you ever listen to police scanners or pay attention to notices from police scanners?
No, I did download it. If there was something going on in the neighborhood, I'd pop it up, but you never really catch anything.
Did you and your mother and father ever caution one another about how you left your cars or how you would leave your things around the house?
Constantly.
Like in what ways?
She would constantly remind me and my father to lock our trucks, or we'd tell her to lock the trucks, but hey, you need to lock your car. I saw where somebody had their stuff broken into or something like that.
So as we're moving from late 18 into early 19, which I think the time period that you're talking about, how did you feel about what you were learning about crime in the neighborhood?
It was beginning to become a problem, and it was definitely a problem because it was starting to be a common occurrence, like I said.
Okay. did you take